Hey guys, this is Bobby Clue with the Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce. We're back again today doing another episode of our Chamber Spotlight where we're highlighting our 2023 Business of the Year award winners. Now we are getting down now to the red meat of these awards and some of our bigger awards, and we're going to be talking with those people in the upcoming weeks. Today, one of our biggest awards that we hand out every year is our Excellence in Education Award. And this is an award where we highlight various educational instructors across our community who have really dedicated a lifetime to education and teaching our students. So it will come as no surprise to anybody who I'm sitting here with today. Superintendent of Schools for Science Hill Schools, Mr. Jimmy Dyehouse. Jimmy, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks for taking the time. You know, for a point of reference for everybody, it's school time right now, so I know you're a busy man. The kids are out there right now. Yes, Jimmy, tell us a little bit about your origin story. Tell us about your history and where you started at in education.
I didn't actually start in Pulaski County. My educational career started in Lincoln County. I grew up in Crab Orchard. I'm a Crab Orchard boy. Went to Crab Orchard Elementary School all the way through 8th grade, and then of course we transitioned to Lincoln County High School. After that, where I graduated in 1982. I did not start in education. I did not go straight to college. I actually worked in a factory for about 5-6 years, and then decided that what I really wanted to do was work with kids. My dad was a basketball coach, coached middle school basketball for years, so I'd been around that, and I think that's probably where the love for kids came, was from my dad. He wasn't a teacher, but he was definitely a teacher on the basketball court, football field, and things like that. So I went back to school, and I was 25 years old before I started college. Went to Eastern. Actually went to Campbellsville first. Went to Campbellsville College first, spent 2 years there, and then graduated from EKU.
Okay.
With a degree in education. 1994 was when I started my career as far as teaching school.
Okay.
94, so this year's 30 years.
And was in 94, was that still in Lincoln County where you were teaching, or where did you teach?
My first job was at Crab Orchard Elementary.
Oh,
so that's
where you went to school.
So that's exactly where I went to school at, and that was my dream, was to teach there.
Oh, wow.
And I started teaching 2nd grade, if you can believe that.
Sure.
I wore my knees out that year, down on my knees with those babies, but I really enjoyed it. And then it was funny, Frederica Hargis was the principal there, and I taught 2nd grade the first year, and for the next 4 or 5 years, she moved me up a grade every year. So I actually got to run the gamut. I went 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and then I did that for 2 years. So I spent 5 years at Crab Orchard Elementary.
Wow.
And then from there, I went to Highland Elementary, spent 5 years there.
Is that Highland in northern Kentucky?
Yes, no, that's Highland right down the road here on 27
okay.
in Lincoln County. So Highland Elementary is in, it's on the southern end.
Gotcha.
Of Lincoln County. So I spent 5 years there, and then ended up at the brand new 6th grade center. It was called the McGuffey 6th grade center in Stanford. And I ended up going there and teaching for 2 years and taught social studies there, a brand new building. And it was a 6th grade only school, the only one in the state of Kentucky.
Wow.
We had kids for 170 days a year, and then we sent them to the middle school. So it was really, really strange. You only had them for 1 year.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked the concept of it. Liked it so much that after I left there and went to be an administrator in Berea for 2 years, I was athletic director and assistant principal there.
Okay.
The job came open at the 6th grade center. The principal left, and they called me to come and interview. So I applied for that job, and I ended up getting the principal job at McGuffey 6th grade center.
Okay.
And I did that for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Before coming down here. So that's kind of where I
was
at.
What a journey!
Yeah, I've been around a little bit. Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been around different schools, different grade levels. Nothing in high school. I never did. I never did anything past 8th grade. But really have enjoyed my time.
What year did you come to Science Hill Schools?
2017.
2017.
Yeah, so it'll be the 16-17 school year.
You know, it seems like you've been here a lot longer than that. It does. You've had such a huge impact on so many people's lives. I know so many people who have sent their children through this school over the years. The Atwells, Laura Glover, so many good people that have been involved in the chamber, and they all think so highly of you and the way that you run
That means a lot.
your school. I think that education is one of the most noble professions. It's a thankless profession on a lot of days.
Yes, sir.
But it's such a noble calling, and to spend 30 years in education is quite impressive. Now, I mentioned to you a little bit earlier, there was a time where you thought about going into law enforcement, didn't you?
Yes, sir, I did. That was back when I was at Crab Orchard.
Those kindergarten's a lot like, you might need some law enforcement training for some of those
cop,
kids.
that's what they called me there for a little while. But yeah, I did. I thought about state police, and I actually even applied and made the cut and went. I stayed about 4 weeks and ended up hurting a knee. I had a knee that gave me some trouble. Came back to teaching and taught for a year, and actually got in the next state police class. So I actually did it twice.
Oh, wow.
And after that, it looked like I was going to be going to Pikeville, more than likely. And after talking with my family, I just decided, you know what?
Yeah.
Teaching's where I was meant to be. So God had called me into education, and I knew that's where I needed to
Sure.
be. So came back and haven't looked back since. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about the school here at Science Hill, and maybe some of your proudest accomplishments? I know that you guys have been involved in a huge addition and construction process here, but what are some of your most proud moments that you've had here at Science Hill Schools?
I think other than just being a part of the kids' lives, that's the reason I do what I do. I sure never thought about ever winning any kind of award or anything like that. That was never on my mind. I've done what I do over the years just because of the love for kids. That's why I do it, and being able to be a part of their lives. And I'd say, other than that, the biggest accomplishment here at Science Hill is probably putting a new facelift on the inside of the building and outside of the building. And the reason that I wanted to do that was to instill team spirit, bring that pride back in, the yellow jacket pride that this school is known for. Academic excellence is what Science Hill has always been known for. That was way back before my time. But the community still sees Science Hill as that community school where they've been sending kids for years and years, and they know that their kids are going to get an excellent education. We've had teachers from Somerset Independent as well as Pulaski County's district tell us that they know when a Science Hill kid comes through the door, and that's a lot to be proud of.
Absolutely.
Whenever you're turning out that kind of clients out into the high school, out into the workplace.
Absolutely.
So that, if there's any accomplishment, I guess that's still at the top of the list. Training kids up to be good citizens. We take a lot of there's a lot of effort put into having pride in our country, knowing that serving God, also so many other things that go along with that, and we try to be a part of those things too as well.
Do you have the latitude in having a smaller school system? Do you have the latitude and the ability to talk about some things that maybe other school systems don't have to talk about? Because when you talk about God and family, and you talk about some of these things that you have a chance to put that curriculum together with your board, obviously, and it can be a little more streamlined for what you all want here.
Exactly, and that's what our board supports. I've always had the full support of our board. We worked so good together the last 8 years, and this is my 8th year as superintendent. Wow. And I was 1 year as principal, so this is my 9th year here, and I've got a wonderful board, always have, and they do support those kind of things because we want our students to leave here loving their country, having a respect for the flag, and yes, because we're one school, one district, we're able to do those things here that our community wants to see done that you might not would see in a big school district, say in Danville, Boyle County, Lincoln County, Richmond, places like that, where folks might be they'd be a little intimidated, I would think, to do those kind of things. But we don't worry about that here. We're going to do what's right, and we're going to teach kids the right way. Well,
I will tell you that your fan club is it's big around here, Jimmy, and I want to thank you for taking a little bit of time just to kind of show us your educational journey, because it's a great story. I always love a good origin story and figuring out where people came from and where they go. So many people I meet at some point they were involved in education, and then maybe they stepped out of it at some point to do something different. You know, to have a 30-year resume in education and to know the impact that you've made, not only here but in every school you've likely been involved in, it's incredibly. It's a legacy that's going to last for a long time, and that's the point of this award right here. It's to really pay homage to people like yourself who have done some tremendous work over a long body of time. You know, the original winner of this award was Hilma Prather.
Yes.
And, you know, Hilma Prather still, you know, at her age today is still involved with the Pritchard Committee, and she's still involved until the day she leaves this lovely earth. She'll be involved in education in some way, and I'm sure you will be too. You know, the lives, and I'm sure you see this a lot. I bet you see kids and their teens and their 20s now that they see you out and they probably come up and give you a hug or shake your hand.
So true.
And you know, you've had a huge impact on those kids' lives, and God bless you for it, because I'll tell you, we need all the help we can get, and having people like you at the helm, it means a lot, and we appreciate everything you've done. So thank you for taking the time, and again, congratulations on winning our Excellence in Education Award for 2023.
My pleasure.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
Thank you.
Guys, we have been here, Superintendent of Schools for Science Hill, Mr. Jimmy Dyehouse. Guys, stay tuned. We have, I think, 1 or 2 more chamber spotlights before we conclude our 2023 awards. So keep checking back on our channel. Until then, have a great day. Thank you.